So welcome everyone. In this section we are going to discuss about Cisco Unified CCX terminology. In Cisco Unified CCX there are two subsystems available. One is Unified CM Telephony subsystem and another one is Resource Manager subsystem. First we will see what is Unified CM Telephony subsystem is. Unified CM Telephony subsystem provides a mechanism for Unified CCX to communicate with Unified CM for call processing. So within Unified CM, we'll create an application user with CDA permission, and that user ID is used by Unified CM Telephony subsystem to log into Unified CM. These all happens through JTAP messaging. This user ID is referred to as Unified CM Telephony user ID, and this logging process is what allows Unified CCX to begin communications with Unified CM and offers services like routing control. Let's take a small scenario here when a caller dials a number of an extension that is configured on an IP phone. So in this case, the Unified CM is capable of setting up that call without the help of Unified CCX, right? However, let's take another scenario here where the calls are coming for a generic number that is not associated to any phones. In those situations, Unified CMs need a mechanism to route those calls to some other external applications. One such mechanism is called route request message, and such application that can provide routing control is a Unified CCX. So we'll see how this happens. First, when the CUCM receives the call, it doesn't know how to route the call, right? It need to know how to send the call over to the Unified CCX. For that, we'll go over to UCCX and we'll create something called application. So application is the one which maps the trigger, the script, and everything. Inside the application, we'll create something called trigger with a DN of 4000. When we do that, Unified CCX contact the Unified CM and creates a CTA route point with DN 4000. So now Unified CM know how to route the call for 4000 because now it has a CTA route point and that is registered with the Unified CCX. So whenever it receives a call for 4000, it will hand out that call or send a route request to Unified CCX. We'll discuss more about the exact call flow or exact message that would be flowing between the Unified CM and CCX in the next section. And we'll also create call control group with 50 DNs. Call control group is nothing but a group of IVR ports in Unified CCX, and it is called as a group of CDI ports in Unified CM. So when we create a call control group that is nothing but a pool of IVR ports, it will go and contact the Unified CM and ask it to create a pool of Unified CDI ports. So what is the purpose of this? Let's talk about the Unity connection or Unity on a Windows box. We all know there is something called voicemail ports, right? So what is the purpose of that? Whenever Unified CM want to establish a call to the Unity, it sends a call through the voicemail port. So voicemail port is to ensure what is the maximum number of sessions or maximum number of calls that can be established between the Unity and Unified CM, right? So it is to enforce the license. It is to enforce what is the maximum number of sessions that can be established between the CM and Unity connection. The same function would be provided by CTA port here. Whenever there is a call that need to be destined for Unified Contact Center Express, it will see what is the available CDI ports. For example, if we have 50 CDI ports, that means we can establish the maximum of 50 calls to the Unified CCX. Okay, and once we create the CCC, it will contact the Unified CM and create those 50 CDI ports in Unified CM. So we already discussed what is trigger and what is call control group is. So when we create the trigger, it would create something called CDA route point in Unified CM, and when we create the call control group, it would create the pool of CDA ports in Unified CM. So a Unified CCX system can provide up to 400 logical IVR ports are also called as CDI ports, and all this depends on the server capacity. So each CDI port and CDI route points are assigned an unique directory number, just like a phone, but these CDI ports are virtual. The creation of CDI ports and CDI route points on Unified CM are done automatically when we create the trigger and call control group in Unified CCX. Let's take a look at what is Resource Manager Subsystem is. Resource Manager Subsystem is responsible for monitoring the state of the agent. It will check all the status about the agents and will report to the Unified CCX and selects the agents based upon the agent skill and the queue skills that is required for the call. So what is resource? Resource is nothing but an agent, right? So we will call agents as a resource in Unified CCX. And what is resource group? Resource group is a very descriptive name that we will create and associate the resources to the resource group. So whenever there is a need for sending a call to the group of agents or queue the call to the group of agents, we would be sending the call to the resource group. So the resource group can distribute the call to the agents who are available to pick up the call. And skill is also a very descriptive name, and we will create something called support or billing or sales and will associate the skill and also specify the skill level to each resources. Contact service queue. So contact service queue will tell you how to route the call to the agent. Is it based on the resource group or is it based on the resource skill of an agent? Can be sent to the agent who can be idle for long time, or it can be a linear or round robin, or who are having more skill. So these all parameters can be defined in contact service queue. With that said, we'll discuss more about the unified CCS call flow in next section. Thanks much for watching.